Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here at my next Legend of Korra Book 4 Balance episode review. This one's going to be for K407 Reunion, 7th episode of this final book of Korra. So yeah, overall, I really did enjoy this episode. I wasn't expecting it to be this good, mainly I didn't expect it to be this action-packed. My prediction, as you can probably go back and watch my video earlier on in the week where I gave my predictions on the episode. I was thinking that this was going to be more of a character focused episode where we take a break from all the action and the Kuvira stuff, just to focus on Korra's back in the city. Let's reunite her with all her friends and people that are close to her. They didn't do that. They did a little bit of that, but it was done while action was taking place, and it ended up working out really well. I think a lot better than if it was just a complete character focus episode of just Korra reunites with Asami, here's a full scene with those two. Korra reunites with Mako, full scene. Tenzin, full scene, and stuff like that. It worked well that it was just, they got them all done at the same time, and that meant that Team Avatar could kind of be together for the whole episode and kind of get back on good terms together in the heat of action, being Team Avatar again, and it just made it was a nice impact just having Team Avatar back. So the action in the episode was cool. I also was a little bit surprised with the Varrick and Bolin side of the story, in that I didn't expect them to. What I expected to happen was maybe them just immediately return to Republic City. I didn't expect them to have a story on the way there, and what actually happened there was really interesting. I'm wondering where exactly that's going to go with these new characters that they met. But anyway, let's get into some specifics here. With regards to the reunions of the episode, as I said, I thought they worked pretty nicely in the way they were doing in that. They didn't spend a massive amount of time, as I said, one after the other, making you kind of happy for each reunion as they happened in turn. Okay, here's Naga, that's nice. Here's Tenzin, Bumi, and then Asami, Mako. They kind of just kept it look, this isn't just a completely emotional thing. This is kind of like a big event. It's not just emotional. It's kind of, at least for Mako especially and Asami in some ways, this is their first time seeing their friend in 3 years, and they're happy to see her, but at the same time they're also a little bit angry that she didn't keep in contact with them that much over the 3 years and never came to visit them in 3 years. Now obviously they don't know the full extent of what went on during those 3 years. Only Asami really knows any of that, and even then we're not really sure of the full extent of what Korra told Asami in the letter. But what I did like that they had, that it wasn't just all a kind of happy reunion, and that they were happy to see each other at the start, but then when Korra was just trying to instantly normally reintegrate herself into the group, they were Asami was kind of wait, why do you tell me to trust my that I should doubt trusting my father again? You've been gone 3 years, how can you say this? You don't kind of know what my life is like right now. And it was this interesting kind of moment in the conversation, because you do realize that, wait, she hasn't told Mako any of what's happened in the last 3 years. She hasn't been in contact with him at all. And you do have to remember that she purposefully stayed away from her friend. She made that decision in Korra alone that she was going to do this alone. She stayed away from the coronation in earlier episodes, when she said she was going to be there, because she kind of didn't want to be around her friends and stuff like that. So their anger kind of does come out here, and I like that. But ultimately they kind of realize that, look, Korra had her reasons. The key thing is that she's back now, she's better, and we're together again. And I just like that they actually included that. It wasn't just super friendly from the start, and throughout that there was a little bit of conflict in the group, but it was nothing huge that needed multiple episodes to reunite them as friends properly. And I do also like that they kept themselves from having all of the characters come back together straight away. That Bolin and Varrick are still off on their own. So Bolin isn't going to be back with Team Avatar for maybe another episode or two. But regardless of what actually happened, obviously, you get Korra in her new outfit, coming to see Mako and Asami at the restaurant, and it was just cool to see her in a new outfit on screen for the first time. There was no kind of real big reveal about it. They had a scene with Asami saying that she looks great and the hair and stuff like that. So that worked, and I think Korra even blushed a bit. So Korra Asami shippers may like that, and definitely they didn't really hint at Mako and Korra at all. I'm not really sure. Are they actually trying to hint at Korra and Asami? But I'm not. I don't know. That's the thing. It's gonna be interesting to see the fan reaction to the kind of reunion scenes and stuff like that. But yeah, shipping doesn't really seem to be that much of a thing for Korra and most of the Team Avatar right now, apart from Bolin and Opal really. But yeah, then after that we find out that Mako's brought Wu along because he basically has to. He's his bodyguard, and Wu added an interesting dynamic to the group in that, yes, he was just his kind of comedy over the top self, but over the course of the episode, he was actually pretty interesting in that him being there allowed Team Avatar to experience a more action packed part of their reunion and just come together as a team, which got them past a lot of their kind of more emotional issues about why didn't Korra contact them and stuff like that. So he actually ended up working out pretty well. And then in terms of the plot, just the idea that Kuvira has actually sent out assassins, people to kidnap Wu and bring him back to her, that was interesting in itself, because as far as we're aware, Kuvira's plot is completed. She's done everything she needs to. She's continuing the Spirit Vine project, I suppose, just in case or for some reason. But as far as we're aware, she doesn't care about Wu. In the episode where she announced what she's going to do when she got the medal from Wu, she basically completely brushed him off. She doesn't care about this guy. This guy has no power anymore. So why is she actively going out and sending people out to take him out, get him out of the picture? That's interesting, because, and then add to that what happens in the Bolin and Varrick side of the story, and that she hasn't just sent people to re-education camps because they disagreed with her. She's also sent people to these re-education camps because they're not originally from the Earth Kingdom. So you see the waterbender woman whose name is Anna, Ahnah, and then the guy, I can't even remember his name. It's I think it's Bazar or Bazam or something like that. It was Baza something, but that was interesting, just finding out that because they're a firebender and waterbender, but they were living in the Earth Kingdom, even if they agreed with Kuvira, they were just, regardless, sent out to these re-education camps because she only wants people from the Earth Empire, from the Earth Kingdom in her Earth Empire. So that adds a new layer to kind of her whole thinking on things, because it's not just she wants to reunite this empire, she only wants the people that she wants. And that may add into the fact that at some stage she may be going after Republic City, because there's a place where people of all four nations are living, and then it's a place that sort of just that's a part of the Earth Kingdom, technically on the same land, but that just became its own thing, and maybe she'll want that back and want rid of everyone except the Earthbenders. So that's interesting, and gives us a hint at maybe where more and more people will begin to see the villainous side of Kuvira, and just in general, where this kind of group of kind of people who are from the Earth Kingdom but are kind of originally from other nations, what they do with those characters is going to be interesting going forward, because I think you're already starting to see hints at more and more people being against Kuvira. Not just our main group of characters, but we have the Airbenders, Team Avatar, now Varrick, Bolin, potentially all of these people who Kuvira has kind of put into re-education camps and stuff like that. You're beginning to see the basis of this kind of counter army to Kuvira's army, but we're not really sure where we're going with that. But either way, the main plot is just that obviously Wu gets himself captured, and Team Avatar, minus Bolin, is going out to find him. And what I really liked here was that it really showed that a big argument in the last episode was that, people like arguing like, oh, Korra's weak and stuff like that. I can't believe she didn't, after all those episodes recovering, she didn't win her fight and stuff like that. That she's the weakest Avatar of all time. But my take on it was just that, like, she's not weak, it's just that she hadn't fully recovered. And I think this episode actually adds another layer to that, in that she has nearly fully recovered. She is powerful. She's just not powerful enough yet to take on a bender of Kuvira's level. Like, Kuvira is right now, like, say, a 10 on the bending charts. Korra's at a 9, so that means she's not quite there yet to take on Kuvira, but she can take on a lot of other people. And I suppose this is a point that a lot of people were making, that during Korra's various steps in her recovery, she never really had any, like, fighting victories. We've seen her lose throughout these episodes. But in this episode, I think we saw the level that she's at right now, and that she has most of her bending back. She's kind of back to her usual self, jumping into the action, getting stuff done. She did a lot of nice metal bending here, some really cool, like, action kind of hero type stuff, jumping off the car onto the train, and especially when she saved everyone with the air ball and stuff like that. She did some really cool bending here, and yeah, I suppose she really technically wasn't involved in, like, any super one-on-one fights, but she used her bending effectively in, like, a combat situation, and it worked. So I think as we go on through the next few episodes, I think we'll begin to see her getting back to her 100%. Now, how exactly they're going to deal with the vision of herself that she's seeing with Kuvira, I'm not really sure, but maybe that will come down the line. Her friends will maybe help her through that. But it was just cool to see Korra doing some, like, really cool stuff and showing that she's more like herself in this kind of familiar situation back in Republic City. So that was very nice to see, and even getting to see Mako and Asami in action, like, just that they haven't really lost it that much. They're coming back together. They're older now, and Team Avatar is come back together. So that was nice to see, and then basically the episode ends in terms of that side of the story with them bringing Wu to basically live with Mako and Bolin's family for safety, and that's an interesting idea, because I still think they're going to do something with Wu that's more kind of important. He's not just, he's an important character because of who he is, because of, like, what he is, I suppose, the heir to the throne, the proper official heir to the throne. But who is he? Like, what's his character? Is he going to have an arc? I still think they're going to do something like he learns from Mako, maybe now he learns from Mako's family, who we've established before are from the Earth Kingdom. They're technically his citizens. Him living with them, I think, could be a big thing, but will we get scenes with that? I'm not sure. Either way, it was hilarious to see Yin's obsession with the royal family come back, and I made the connection just like a second before the episode showed us the connection. I was just like, okay, it's like Yin's answered the door. Wait, there's a member of the royal family there, this is going to be awesome. And then, she faints after he kind of kisses her on the hand. So that was nice, and I'm really eager to see what goes on there, if we do get any scenes with Wu. I hope he's not just a comedy character, and they don't do any, and that he's just there. I hope he does something, that is something important for him, I suppose, over the course of the book, but that's that. The Bolin and Varrick side of the story, that was, as I said, unexpected. Just this idea that we actually see a big journey for them getting back to Republic City. That's their aim. We got a really nice scene from Bolin where he just kind of really kind of inspired Varrick. That was just really kind of cool for him to see that, and then that kind of inspired Varrick. Then Bolin gets on Varrick's back because Varrick's inspired. It was really kind of fun, and again, Bolin trying to get Varrick to snap out of this whole sadness about Julie. But yeah, the main gist of this was the fact that they did encounter these people who've escaped from these re-education camps, and they're benders of other nations, so mainly just water and fire, as I said, led by these two new characters named, and it's just this interesting thing as they have to convince this group that even though they're wearing these uniforms, that they're not no longer a member of the Earth Empire, and to help everyone escape. And it just worked so well that you see Bolin kind of putting his and Varrick's mission kind of on the line a little bit to help these people, and that ended up helping them in the end. Like, Bolin had some really awesome moments in this fight, and I think you can really see right now why they gave him lava bending, because it allows him in these situations to really show that he's one of the more powerful benders in the world right now. That, you know, he can hold his own against three of these kind of new mecha tank type things, these mech suits. He's not going to like be able to defeat them super easily, but he's holding his own against this many things, and you know, gradually he just begins to bring these other people onto his side, and just near to get through the checkpoint, Varrick has his big moment where he makes the kind of homemade EMP to take all the mech suits out. It just worked very well. Though I was a little bit confused by the end of the episode, because I think they got onto the boat and it was heading north, yet they were on Earth Kingdom land. So I'm not really sure how they're going to head north to Republic City, which is like nearly the most south thing in the Earth Kingdom. So maybe, I don't know, was that a mistake, or are they going somewhere else, and they'll actually keep Bolin away from the city for longer, but he'll bring reinforcements for some big battle coming up down the line, because they still haven't told anyone about the spirit weapons, and that comes up at the end of the episode, which really, really took me by surprise. That they're just like, you think for a second I was just like, okay, they're at spirit vines. Are they in Republic City? Is that like, that must be the only place where these vines have to be. It has to be Republic City. And then he goes, wait, these are even more powerful than the ones that we got from here. And then they zoom out, and it's the swamp. And I'm just like, wow. This, just that idea that they are using heavy machinery to destroy parts of the swamp. They have airships surrounding the big banyan tree that connects the whole swamp together. It's the location that Toph is. So I think this more or less confirms that Toph is not done in this book just yet. She's going to do something else. And I think that's a really cool idea. That I think my prediction of the whole Beifong family coming together to fight Kuvira is going to come true. And I really hope that's the case. But yeah, I think this also presents the idea that the spirits may be involved towards the end of the book as well. Because not just, you know, I suppose Toph and other characters being angry that Kuvira is destroying this really sacred place, the swamp. You're going to have swamp benders. I think you're going to have spirits annoyed that she's doing this. And I think I've made this prediction before, like my kind of crazy prediction, that we may end up seeing the spirits and humans fight together against Kuvira. I think that would be a cool way to end the series. That's, to me, balanced. That an army of, not an army, but like a group of humans and spirits fighting together to protect something spiritual, the spirit vines in the swamp, is a really cool idea, and it fits into the theme of this book being balance. And I'd really like to see that happen, because for Korra, whose whole journey, like in terms of what she's learned primarily, it's been about her learning to get that spiritual side of herself. And if she was the avatar to kind of unite humans and spirits to fight on the same side, that would be amazing. And it would be a really cool way to kind of end off, like, Korra's not just done this, this, and this, she's managed to do the thing that no one else could do. Like, bring humans and spirits together as friends, which is already sort of true, but, you know, are we going to see them, like, actively help each other here? Because we haven't seen a lot of human-spirit interaction with regards to the masses and in Republic City and stuff like that. But it was really cool to see Korra just effortlessly use that technique that she learned in the swamp to connect everything together. And I like that it's just related to these spirit vines, that you can use those to sense around the city, and because the city now has them kind of all through it, she can do it in the city, and you can also do it in the swamp. But the swamp's vines are more powerful. So, where exactly is the spirit vine weapon going? As I've said before, the only thing I can think of is Kuvira is going to use this weapon to combat Korra in the Avatar state. Other than that, is she going to use it to try and destroy the city as a way to just level it and then reclaim it as Earth Kingdom land or something like that? That would be cool. But yeah, just other than that, I suppose one of the more interesting parts of the episode is just, are those kind of, I suppose, refugees now that Bolin and Varrick encountered, are they going to help at some point? Are they going to be characters for like the rest of the book, and so on? What's really going to happen? I have a feeling they'll probably do the kind of book 3 thing where a lot of characters that Korra Team Avatar have come together with, they come together to fight against Kuvira towards the end of the book. But so yeah, that's been the review. Definitely in the comments, let me know what your thoughts were on the episode. You know my thoughts, I loved it, but I really want to know what your guys' thoughts were on the episode. Podcast review for this episode will be on Sunday. It'll be Core Roundtable for K407 Reunion. This Sunday it'll be recorded and released, so check that out when it happens. I'll have a lot more thoughts on the episode there as we go along, and obviously I have other people to bounce my opinions off, and there's some really good discussion that happens on those podcasts, so definitely check that out. But for now, that's been the review. Thanks for watching, and bye.